murders, shootings, robberies, those are the crimes that shape how safe people feel. And they're also ones making headlines. Last year, those major crimes dropped sharply, with some falling to the lowest levels in modern records. While the numbers say one thing, the daily experience can feel very different. Joining us now, our law enforcement contributor, Richard Esposito. Richard, good to see you. Let's try to make some sense of these numbers, what they do tell and what they, of course, don't tell. So when people hear that murders and shootings are down, but they still feel less safe, what explains that gap between the data and the daily perception?
That's really an important thing for people to think about, Chris, because murder is down, and it's a hard number, so it's easy to measure, and it's part of the life of the city, but it's not really a part of most people's lives. Murder is contained geographically. Murder affects a very limited number of people, actually. So once the drug of the statistics and the headline wears off, you're left with your daily experience. And that has little to do with murder. That has a lot to do with disorder. So when you look at the numbers, you're learning from them, but you have to learn about them. What do they actually mean when you look at major crimes?
You know, it's funny, Richard, as we were kind of going through this segment with you, I just kind of harkened back to about 4 minutes ago when I talk about a story of a court case now with someone being burned on the subway in 2024. And then we, of course, flash right to video of a turnstile jumper who stabbed 2 teens on the subway platform. I mean, the numbers are down, but again, depending on who you're listening to, we're still reporting these stories happening. So I guess that's where, that therein lies the rub between the actual numbers and people's learned experience or felt experience.
Yeah, it's not just a felt experience. We help cause the felt experience, but there is an actual experience of disorder, and that's not one of the measurable categories. So while in fact murder is down, shootings are down, I think robbery is down and burglary is down, and those crimes do affect more people, burglary and robbery. But what the numbers can't tell you is about disorder, about underreported crimes, like rape, for example. Rape is up for a variety of reasons, but we don't even know if that's the full number on rape at the moment, and that's been a challenge. So there's really a gap between data and experience, and part of that gap is what is actually measurable, or how are the police and the city able to measure it?
So let me ask you this, viewers at home, people that are, overwhelmed by these thoughts of, oh, like, I don't want to go to the city, it's too dangerous, it's this and that. But then you see numbers like this, historic lows, what do you tell them? When people, your own family, you hear people from the suburbs say, I don't want to come to the city. And you're like, well, that's too bad. You're missing a great deal. It's a wonderful place. It's a relatively safe place. And just like you would tell your own child, common sense and keeping your wits about you, that is the best protection against the kinds of things that affect most of us. People pushing you, people jostling you, people kicking you on the subway. Those things are really a small part of what goes on here every day, is what I tell people when they ask. Well, I've always said, you brought up common sense, and that's what I've always said is that, we're now a generation, or a society that's constantly got their faces in their phones, or they've got earbuds on, so you're not paying attention, you're not looking, around. Sometimes it's your fault. Sometimes you are to blame for not really knowing your situation or your surroundings out there. And if people were just a little bit more cognizant and aware of what was going on around them, it might not be such a scary experience to come here to the big city.
It's really true. It also might be easier to walk down the street when the person in front of you is not seeing you as they walk to you, because they're walking like this.
Exactly. Exactly. And then that person's not going to look at you and threaten you when you've run into them.
Exactly.
Richard, thank you again. Always great to see you.
Good to see you.